loves, what's up, what's good? I know you guys have missed our one-on-one sessions, you guys. I'm not going to apologize for our inconsistency, because it might repeat, it might reoccur, because your girl has been so busy. Like, I also want to start something new on this channel, you know. At every beginning of my videos now, I'm going to be giving a shout out to a special subscriber in my comment section. This is just to encourage you guys to comment and say hi, you know. Even if you're passing a good or bad comment, you know, I do not mind. But like, this special thing that I want to start now is just to encourage you guys to comment. So I'm going to my last video I uploaded, and I'm taking the first person that commented, and that was someone called Made. I don't know who you are, but Made asked, I think he asked about no boys being allowed. Why, please, can I come around? I think I mentioned something in my last video that, oh, no boys are allowed. But thank you, Made, for commenting. And yeah, you're my lucky shout out subscriber today. So yes. Okay, first of all, introduction. I did not introduce myself. My name is Tiffany Aweka, and I'm a Nigerian based in Ghana YouTuber. What's good? We do all sorts of stuff on this channel. We talk about everything to anything. So today, you guys should just get relaxed, because I'm about to bust your head. I mean, from the title of this video, I mean, yes, it happened. It did to me. I was in uni. It was sad. Yes, I caught my ex with a man. Hey I did. Oh my goodness, how did I not see the signs? Okay, so this particular story is one that is very, very embarrassing. Like, if you're a woman, I mean, it's normal that, okay, your guy will cheat on you with another babe, but when it's like he slept with a man, like he cheated on you with a man, hey, a man, guys, this story is not even funny. I'm not told. I think my best friend knows, and that's because she knows the person that my ex cheated on me with. That's why it's a long story. And you see, this channel, this time around, like this channel, I'm going to be so transparent with everybody, and we'll just get into the tea, you understand? So I was in uni, you know. I had this person I was dating. You know, I was in 300 level as at then, you know. Or was it 200 level? I can't remember. Let's just say 300 level, because my dad's going to watch this video. So I met this guy, you know. He was cool, you know. We started dating, you know. It was a fun relationship, you know. It was cool, you know. Then this particular guy that he cheated on me with, I'd known him since when I was in Nigeria, you know. If you're watching this video, shout out boyfriend snatcher. So I'd known this guy since I was in Nigeria. Like, he was friends with my best friend and some other people. I met him through my best friend, you know. I knew he was gay as at that time when I knew him, because I knew him like when I was like, I think I was like 14 when I ever met him, you know. I think they went to the same school. That's how I was friends with my best friend, you know. He was a very cool guy, you know. And as a woman, if you have come across a gay guy before, you know that they are very fun to be with, you know. As in fun to be with, like a girl, not a guy. Like, you know, you guys just know what to talk about. They know how to hype you. Like, gay people are just like, yeah, I don't want anything against them or whatever, but he was just cool, and I did not stigmatize, like, I did not make him feel like, oh, you're gay. So yeah, so it was whatever. We're cool, you know. He was someone that was like he was a ride or die to me. Like, he was really cool at some point. Like, after I met him through my best friend, you know, we started talking, you know, everybody became close. I remember then when we were going for shows or house parties, that's back then in Nigeria, he was always there, you know. Very cool, fun guy. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to name any real names, so let's just call him Tola. Let's call the gay guy Tola, because I don't want to keep on saying the G word before YouTube says, waiting with this, why they say G. You understand? So let's call him Tola, and let's call my boyfriend as of then Chris. Yeah, so Chris and Tola. So Tola. So Tola and I, you know, were cool, you know. Then shortly after I left Nigeria, you know, and that was it. I never really saw him, but we kept in touch, because like I said, he was someone that was a very cool guy. So I think that same year I started dating my boyfriend Chris. That same year I started dating Chris. I think Tola had decided that he was going to relocate to Ghana. Like, he was, I don't know whether he got expelled from his university in Nigeria, but he had said he was going to move to Ghana, you know. And I mean, he came to Ghana, you know. He was living like some, I think some blocks away from where I used to live, you know. So I would go and visit him. In fact, I even introduced him to my friends in school. Like, yes, and I'm sure some people that are my friends in school, they are watching the video and they're like, but anyway, which ways, I know everybody will know the person, but I mean, I'm not ashamed of this situation again, and that's why I kept names private. But if you knew me in school and you knew who I was dating at that point, you know the person I'm talking about. Yes. So anyway, which ways, back to the story. You know, Tola had moved, you know. He started going to school, uni in one of the schools here in Ghana, you know. We would always hang out a lot and everything. So shortly after, I think Tola's rent expired and he needed a place to stay. And at that time, actually, okay, before his rent expired, like I said, I had introduced Tola to everybody, like both some of my, because he would come to my campus sometimes. So he was chilled, you know. He wouldn't come to my hostel. Everybody would just, I'll cook, he'll eat. Sometimes I'll go to his side, he'll cook, I'll eat, you know. It was just that whole, like, I was even so excited that someone, at least from Nigeria, was in Ghana that knows me in toto, you know, that knows, like, you know, me as a person, like friend wise. Yeah, so his rent had expired and he needed somewhere to stay, and he had met my boyfriend at then, you know. He had met Chris, and Chris was a big boy in quotes. He had his own apartment. He was staying in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I felt like, I mean, I just felt like, because definitely I will not ask Tola to come and live with me, because whether he's G or not, you know, he's still a guy. So I was just like, no, why, you know. And I always felt like he will grow out of this gay thing, like he'll wake up one day and realize that he's not. Like, I said, no offense to those people, but I just thought that, you know, but at the end of the day, he's a man. So I want my father won't say when they find out that the guy is staying with me in my hostel. So I spoke to my boyfriend, like any girlfriend would speak to their boyfriend. Like, even if I had a female friend that had a place, and let's say it was even a girl that came from Nigeria that her rent has expired and maybe I could not accommodate her, and I had a friend, I know that we are close, I could even talk to the person, please can my friend stay, you know. So that was the first thing I begged Chris, my boyfriend at then. I remember begging him so much, because he was like, no, Tiff, I don't like the idea of you, like, your friend staying. I mean, I don't even know him. Like, I'm like, don't worry, it's cool. I mean, this is like a friendship that I've had for about 8 years. By the way, 8 freaking years I was friends with this person, supposed person. In fact, I could even call him a best friend, because he was very close to my best friend. And I mean, anybody that's very close to my best friend, I mean, it's obviously my friend, because it means like when I go to my best friend's house, he's always there. He was always there. So he even became like my own family. My parents even knew this particular person. So back to the story, I remember begging Chris that day, like, please don't worry. And Tola was assuring me that don't worry, he will not stay he'll just stay for about a month tops. He'll get his own place, because he was in school, and I was like, you know, he has to study. He told me he had exams and everything. And I was like, and Tola, at the end of the day, Chris now agreed. So fast forward, you know, I had this other friend then. I'm going to call him Eric, you know. So let's not get twisted. I'm calling my boyfriend as then Chris. I'm calling the gay guy Tola, and I'm calling the mutual friend Eric. So Eric used to stay with Chris sometimes. Let's not get it twisted, by the way. I've said Chris is my boyfriend. Chris was my boyfriend as then. Tola is a gay guy and Eric is a new person, because I don't want you guys to get mixed up with the names. And I'm giving them names so that like we're all like in sync with the story. So I remember Eric and I were cool, you know. He was in my class, you know, as well. He was a very smart guy. That's why I think why we became friends, because he knew book. And me, if you know book, you be my friend, because then I was really trying to learn like everything so fast in school. So Eric and Chris were very close, because they were from like the same place in Nigeria. They were very, very close, like brothers. So Eric would tell me sometimes that he would notice that this Tola friend was making advances to him. At that time, Tola was even trying to make advances to Eric, and Eric had told Tola in a way that I don't move that way, you know. And later on, Tola now comes to me and tells me that Eric is trying to toast him, and Tola had a whole chat, like, you know, when someone's WhatsApp number is showing, having like Eric toasting him, telling him that, oh, I like you, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I now go and tell my boyfriend at then Chris that, Chris, come on, just to Eric is trying to move to Tola, that is Eric gay. So me not being a gossip person, because I told my boyfriend at this, it's not gossiping. I called Eric and spoke to Eric, like, what's up, like, Tola says you're harassing him, and Tola then tell me that, oh, he does not follow small boys, you know, he's trying to do his own. He was even later told me that he's even doing runs with some guys here in Ghana, some celebrities here that used to chop. I don't know if it was lying or whatever, that's freaking business. But I called Eric, like, to tell him, and Eric was like, yeah, that night he was actually high, and you know, he just, and like, hey, I was like, first of all, I was like, wait, you were high? You couldn't think about a babe? You couldn't even think about a hookup girl or something? You wanted to touch a man? I'm like, he was like, he doesn't know what entered him. But I was like, so in my mind, I'm like, hey, so this story is true, you know. Then me and my boyfriend, as then Chris, we laugh about it, like, okay, whatever. I was like, okay, this is weird, but I'm like, okay, I'm not judging, you know. So later on, I think a month later had passed, and Tola was still there, and you know, he told me he was writing exams and everything, and me, I was like, this your exam is taking time. But then again, Chris, my ex, he was not complaining again, like, he wasn't complaining about Tola, you know. Sometimes I'll go to the house, Tola has cooked. Tola was a very good cook, by the way. So me, I'll go and eat. I mean, Tola is my friend, right? He's a guy. Then later on, I think some weeks later, Chris started acting weird. He started acting weird towards me. He would lie he's not at home, and he's at home, you know. He won't want to see me, you know. He would just, you know, all sorts of stuff. He was avoiding me, and I started confiding in Eric, like, what's up, like, why is Chris avoiding me, like, what have I done? Did I do something wrong or whatsoever? And Eric's just like, oh, calm down. I'll see him in school, I'll try to talk to him. He was being cold, you know. I was like, okay, what have I done particularly that's wrong, you know? Then God being so faithful, there was this course I was taking that he was also taking, and I was good in it. Like, in fact, the lecturer that day had said that if you need help, ask this girl to teach you, because exams are coming up, and he knew he would need me, so he came to me, and he sort of first of all apologized for being cold for the past few weeks. These past few weeks as well, I had not really seen Tola and I were close here. Let me just disclaimer or something. Tola and I were close here, but we're close. But when after, like, he started staying with my ex as a then, and this whole thing, I don't know, there was just like a drift, and I think exams were coming up for me. He said exams were coming up for him as well, so we're not really seeing like that, but we're still like talking, you know. And I also asked him as well, like, oh, why is I didn't even want to tell him that Eric and Chris and I were having like issues, because I'm this kind of person, I don't want to like really poison my friends against my man, even though he was staying at that place. That's why I went to confide in Eric, who is supposedly like Chris's bestie. Let's see. So fast forward, you know, that day when he asked me to teach him, you know, he now started confiding in me that, do I know that, sorry, that period, that particular period, asked me to what's it called, to tutor him. I remember Tola had traveled. Yes, Tola had traveled to Lagos to do something. So Chris was now like opening up to me that he had been acting cold because of something Tola had said. And I said, what Tola said? Tola said that he went to one church in Lagos, like, before he even came back to Ghana, like, before he even met. Just listen to the stupid story. Chris was like, Tola said that one day like this, that Tola was talking to him. Tola was like, that he knows I'm his friend, but he just wants to say some things about me, that me, I'm not a good girl, I'm a bad girl, that if someone dates me, it will not be good for them. This nonsense talk, you know. And I was like, okay. He now said, Tola was that, do I know why Tola has gone to Nigeria? I was like, why? It was like, Tola went to see one pastor on his behalf, that is the pastor that said a prophecy about me. I was like, huh? Then he was like, okay, if I don't believe him, hold on, let him call Tola in front of me, my presence. I was like, okay, call Tola. He calls Tola, and he's like, Tola, first of all, the first thing that threw me off was that as he called Tola, Tola says, "Hi, baby." Oh my god. He said, "Hi, baby." Like, that's what Tola said. Like, I'm like, so I was like, okay, what is going on? And he was like, Tola, what's up? What's up? And hey, how far that stuff? And hey, I just want you to. So Chris thought maybe I didn't really hear the baby part, but it was on loudspeaker, so I heard it. So Chris's own was just like proof to me that Tola had been saying shit about me, and Tola said some pastor. So Tola was like, so Chris was like, Tola, what's up? That can you like tell me that thing you told me about Tiff again? And I said, yes. So that it was one pastor in White Garment Church that told him that Tiffany, she has bad energy, she's this, you know, she's not a good person. If you date her, this will not be good for you. And I'm like, so it's like, okay, I'll call you back. He was like, so that was why he has been withdrawing from me. And I'm like, wait, this came from a guy that I introduced you to. A guy that's supposed to be my friend. Does that not tell you something is going on? Does that not tell you that there's something not adding up about this thing he's telling you? But I'm like, you know what, if you can believe someone that I say that is my friend to say something like this about me, and you believe the person over me, and you didn't even come and talk to me about it, you just said to act cold, then it tells so much about you, and it tells that you're not really for me. So I didn't say anything. Me, I was just for me hard girl. I was like, okay, let me teach you what I'm teaching you. He was like, then I just got upset. I stood up. I was like, in fact, I'm not even teaching you. If you like fail the class. I remember saying that in front of like a lot of people that were like, because we were around the library, like the top. And I don't want to describe my school so well, so people don't really know who I'm talking about. I was now thinking, I remember going home, I cried. I cried because it hurt me, because this is someone that is my friend that is saying shit about me. That's the first thing. Like, you're my friends, why are you saying shit about me? Number two, a guy that's like my first boyfriend, you're now talking shit about me and making me feel bad. You're trying to end things with me because what's it called, my friend said that I'm bad. I mean, so I was all shades of whatsoever. I was like, sorry, I keep looking down a lot. I want to see if my thing is recording so that you guys get perfect audio. So any which ways, I felt bad. That night I cried. And that same night he calls me and he's like, he wants to see me. Me thinking that this boyfriend of mine was calling to actually like apologize to me, like, okay, you know, this taller guy tried to come between us. Because me, I remember telling my best friend that look at what Tola had done. And I love my best friend so much, but as of then I felt like she didn't really like say much about it, but we spoke about it later on. Like, I felt like I was hurt. Like, I felt like, okay, before I get to that part, so I was like, I was really hurt at what he had done. So my ex comes, Chris comes, and you know, he's outside. Then he starts telling me that he has to break up with me. Hey, I said, God, oh my God, hey, I'm dead, I'm finished. I'm finished. I was sad because I'm like first boyfriend and they've dumped me. They broke up with me. I'm not the one that broke up with them. They broke up with me. I'm like, oh my God. So I was crying. He was crying as well, which was so stupid. Then I was like, okay. Then I remember entering inside, and my friend then in the hostel took me to get ice cream because I was crying. A lot, so she took me to get ice cream. So I went to get ice cream. You know, she was telling me, don't cry, you know. I was like, okay. So I think a month later, I decided that I wanted to go and see Chris. I heard Tola was back. In fact, I sent Tola messages. Tola insulted my life, you know, he insulted me, you know, there was no name, he didn't call me, you know. And then I started hearing rumors from Eric one day codedly told me that it's not him to say, but it feels like something is happening. It feels like the word he even used was like Tola has possessed Chris. I was like, what are you saying? He was like, the same way he started tripping for Tola, that Chris is, he was like, he's not one to say, but I mean, things are happening. So I'm like, okay, I didn't say anything. So I think, like I said, a month later I decided that, okay, you know what, I want to talk to Chris. I need closure, because I was seeing him in school, but we're both avoiding each other. But I was like, I think the grown-up thing to do was to have closure. So that day I go to the house. Eric was around. Of course, we knew Tola was around because Tola was staying in the apartment. I mean, so Eric was around. I don't think Eric knew what was going on. Maybe he knew, maybe he wanted me to say, I don't know. but I knock at the door and it's Eric. And before then, I told Eric that, you know what, I want to try and come and see Chris today. I was telling him like, okay, that was the day before, like, I'm going to come and see Chris tomorrow, you know, you just have to help me talk to him, you know. I think I was even this guy begging, hey, me, a whole cream, like cream, a whole hot cake, oh Malicha, I'm going to beg a man. Anyways, see, don't beg a man that embarrasses you like that comes to serve you breakfast, I don't go and beg him. So any which ways, I got to the apartment and Chris was like, what's up there, how am I doing? I was like, I'm fine. I was like, is Chris around? I was like, yeah. I was like, how far? I was like, oh, he thinks they're in their room, they may be playing game or something, because Chris had his PlayStation in his room. God, moment of truth. I can even cry now when I'm saying this is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me in my life. So I walk straight to the because there's a passage, and I walk. As I open the door, like it was opened, because I'm not going to knock, and I'm not going to knock when there's two guys in the room. I don't even like, I mean, I open the door and I see, in fact, my man was on top of Tola. They were shagging. Like, I've never seen in my life, I've never seen gay porn before. I know gay people, I know they do the insertion, you know, some shit, but I've never watched it, I've never seen it. Like, this was and my ex, he was sweating. So you see they've been doing it, and I'm like, I scream like, oh my god. And Eric comes, and Eric's like, Jesus. And I'm like, what is happening here? Like, then guess what? I just start laughing. Then Eric stops and he's like, no, Chris stops, and Chris is like, it's not what you think, you know. Tola is there. Tola is like, Tola, that one is just like, you know how God punish you, Tola, God punish you. I mean, for the way you looked at me that day, I'm sorry. So Tola covers himself and he now looks at me and he's like, he now asks Chris, like, what is she doing here? And I'm like, hey? And I start laughing, and Chris is like trying to put, because he's embarrassed. Because Charlie, I didn't even catch you with a girl. I caught you with a man, with your fellow man, and you were the one doing the hitting from behind. This story, I've not even told my husband to me this story before. I've not told my mom, I've not told anybody this story. So it's so funny, you know, this is like story time, and people that probably know us, like knew us in 200 level, will probably know the person I'm talking about. I'm sorry, but I mean, this story just had to come out. So I'm like, I start laughing. So Eric now calls me out, like walks me out. Then Chris now comes and like, Tiff, I know you think what you saw, but it was the devil. It was he was possessed. That's what Chris was saying, that it's possession. I was like, okay. I said, okay, we're possessed. Okay. I said, oh, that was why that day he called you baby when you called. That means our relationship. And I said, oh my god. You know, I was like, it's one thing to cheat. I mean, if you cheat on me with, cheating is cheating, by the way. If you cheat on me with my fellow woman, I understand. I'm like, okay. I mean, maybe she had more buttocks, she's finer, she has more boobs, because that's the only thing that make you cheat on. That's the only thing that make you cheat on your partner. It's not because of someone is more intelligent that you sleep with somebody, because once it comes to do with sex, it means there's something that your partner was lacking, couldn't do. But you cheated on me with a man. I was like, is he your first man? Are you bi? Or are you gay? I was like, you know what? Thank God this happened, because maybe deep down you were always not straight. Because some people don't know that they are not straight until they find themselves in that position. Because for you to actually like sleep with your exact sex, like your same sex, then Charlie, don't deceive yourself. Don't even continue dating who you are dating. Just tell yourself that, okay, this is me. Because that was the worst thing ever. Like, it was terrible. Like, to even Tola's side, to even think that he actually told lies to my so-called man because he wanted him was just crazy, you know. after I was nothing but a friend to you. I remember how I would always defend this boy when we were back home in Nigeria. When people tried to bully him or say shit about him, I would always defend him. And also one thing I didn't even mention about Tola, he actually stole one time from one of my friends. I think he stole her phone or something. I can't remember that story, but you see, this boy was someone who was a chronic liar, boyfriend snatcher, and a thief. You know, it was just like terrible. You know, it's crazy. It's been years. It's been like since 2016. You know, I mean, I'm cool now. No, not 2016, sorry, 2017. So that's like, how many years ago? Like 5 years ago. You know, I'm cool, I'm straight, I'm fine. You know, it's just crazy what happened to me, because it really scarred me. You know, it really made me start questioning myself. Because first of all, before I even realized that, okay, before I came into realization that, okay, some people are just assholes, I was telling myself that, oh, I was not good enough for a man, that he had to go and meet his fellow man, not even a woman. I can't believe I said that. Like, I remember telling her, I'm like, so I'm not good enough for this guy, I'm not good enough. And I kept this secret within me. But talking about it now, it kind of makes me feel better, because in life you never know what you're holding on to until you actually talk about it. So this was my story, or this is my story. You know, so I feel better, I feel light. Any which ways, guys, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you enjoyed this TED Talk, tell me. I have more stories to share. Like, I have a lot of stories. See, this one I haven't dated him. I've met guys in this Ghana. I've met guys. Not Ghanaians per se, but I met guys here that they are sick, very sick in the head. But any which ways, yeah, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And of course, if you watch this video to this part, that means you enjoyed it. Comment, just put a nice comment, and I'll choose someone to give a special shout out to next week when this video drops, after on our next video. So yeah, bye. Mwah.